Hey guys, what's up? In this video, you'll find out the right thing to do when you have teammates who don't really know how to play well. How can you carry them in the game? And what types of players are the ones that tend to drag the team down? Watch the video until the end because I'm sure you'll learn something new. Let's get started. And not even a minute into the game, our mage already got taken down. I tried to back them up, but it was too late. Our gank at the top lane was actually good. Our mage got picked off again. For example, if you're playing as a mage and you see that your core isn't around, maybe you could play a bit more carefully, right? Instead of acting like it's fine to get fed on and then blaming your jungler when the team loses. Here, I already started taking the turtle, but I always make sure to keep an eye on the fighter lane, because as you know, the XP laner should always be the first one at the turtle. That way they can zone out enemies or provide vision for the core. Since the enemy jungler was Balmond, I thought I wouldn't be able to secure any objectives. Luckily, I managed to use retribution faster than him. By the way, if you want to practice playing as a jungler but don't really know which hero to use, you can go with Balmond. He's easy to use in the jungle. Here, I had already finished building my Windtalker, so I rotated to the top lane again. Everything was going fine, but I didn't notice that Balmond was also there. Next time, when you rotate, make sure you know where the enemy jungler is on the map. If you can't see them, just always play carefully, especially when you're rotating. At the second turtle, I couldn't secure it because I didn't time my retribution properly. To make things worse, I almost got taken down, but luckily, I managed to escape. This is what's tough about being a jungler. You always have to be there as soon as a clash starts. It's fine if you're playing with a party, but in solo queue, it's different. Players here often just want to jump into fights on their own, so sometimes it ends up with us losing in the late game. And then we finally reached the late game with almost all our towers in the mid and bottom lanes destroyed. On top of that, the match had basically turned into a 4v5 because our mage had been feeding in mid. So when I saw that all the enemies were down at the bottom lane, I decided to try and push top lane instead. As a carry jungler, when situations like this happen, you need to make sure you keep farming and never lose hope. So here, I was farming at the top lane, but when I saw their jungler getting close, I immediately recalled back to base. When I got back, I saw our tank making an engage, but we didn't have enough damage because our gold laner hadn't farmed properly earlier. On top of that, our Zilong was down at the bottom lane. I still tried to fight here, but I ended up getting picked off. When I respawned, I was planning to head straight to the bottom lane to push, but the problem was that a clash had already started in mid, so I went to back them up. I also saw their core chasing Zilong, so I engaged right away and managed to take down their marksman. The problem was that I didn't realize my 3 teammates were already dead, and it was just me and the feeding mage left. So what I did was head over to the red buff first to get some extra damage for the next clash. Our tank actually managed to pull off a 3-man setup here, but we really lacked damage, and even I ended up getting picked off and killed. But luckily, the enemies also had a hard time pushing, and I even managed to chase down their mage and Balmond here. I had already built a sea halberd by this point and went straight for the Lord, but then their marksman suddenly showed up like Rambo, so we took him down. But honestly, he could have wiped us out there if he had timed his second skill properly. Luckily, our tank outplayed him, and I can honestly say our tank played really well in this match. It's just that sometimes we were lacking damage, which was a shame because his setups were really good. But here, he messed up his setup, though it was fine because I still managed to take down their mage. Since I had a good position there and we managed to take down 3 of them, we were able to push 2 mid towers, which gave us some breathing room. The Lord was also at the bottom lane, so they couldn't defend properly. If something like this happens to you and your team has the Lord, for example, if the Lord is at the top lane, try pushing in the opposite lane to apply pressure and force the enemy to split their defense. I also quickly took down their marksman, and I wanted to fight that Ruby too, but I really felt like I couldn't win that fight, so I just backed off. Look at the map, not just my hero. Now tell me, do you think what they're doing is right or wrong? For me, it's wrong. Why? Because we're the ones trying hard to turn the game around. And always remember, in situations like this, never let your guard down, especially since the enemies got their items before you. Don't just stay in mid like some players do. Because if the enemy manages to pick one of you off, they'll push straight through and wipe your whole team. So if you really want to come back and turn the game around, make sure you play carefully and stay cautious. Good thing my team actually listened to me here, and one by one, they backed off. The smart thing to do in situations like this is to lure the enemies out of their base instead of just carelessly clearing lanes. That way, they're forced to come out, and that's where you can set up an ambush. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. Their marksman could have easily wiped us out, but luckily, we managed to take him down. And the clash in the mid lane kept going, but luckily, our tank didn't leave me there.
Gather up the Lord. Gather up the Lord. Gather up the Lord. Mega kill. Legendary.
And since we pulled off such a great clash, we went straight for the Lord right after. What I couldn't understand was how things turned out like this. I couldn't just dive in recklessly because I knew their marksmen still had Wind of Nature. As a result, 3 of my teammates ended up getting taken down. Here, I had already secured our 3rd Lord, and what I wanted was for us to just push together with the Lord. The problem was that my teammates had already started fighting, and that's why things turned out like this. Luckily, in the end, our marksman got stronger and managed to make a comeback, and we won the game. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Thank you so much.